Hello, today I want to show you how to do AI visuals for a planetarium using TouchDesigner, Stable Diffusion, Deforum. Yeah, that's it. And I just did this tutorial the third time and it always crashes. I hope it works now. I had the honor to do visuals in a planetarium in Munich and show my AI work there. And that's the planetarium from outside or here. And from inside it looks like this. And here on the right you can see it. It's like it's a tilted planetarium. You see, it's a bit like a cinema. And I heard that all the new modern planetariums are like this. So when I was a child, the planetarium looked like this and we looked to the top. But now most of the planetariums are looking like this. And of course, this is something to be considered. In this planetarium, it's like the following. Oops. So in this planetarium, there are 8 projectors. And at the end, they need a fisheye lens image or video. So I need to give a fisheye lens distorted video to the planetarium and they will then map it to the sphere. That's what is needed. Here we go. Sorry, I'm really having issues with the recording. Back in the days, planetariums were like this. People were sitting here, they looked to the top, and the center was the top, and the whole is, and everything was like this. Like the center is the center, and then. But now people sit like this and they're looking to the front. So if we use the old school style and have all the center of attention here, they're missing it. They're not looking up. They're looking to the front. So the center needs to be here. And all that part we are losing. I don't know if I'm a big fan of these planetariums which are tilted. I really think that's more immersive, but that's how they are. So now the center is here and it looks like this, and people actually only see this area, maybe like until here. So people only see that part. They're missing all that. So we need to consider this. In the beginning I thought I just use Stable Diffusion and say fisheye lens, and it distorts me the image like this, and maybe there is a LoRa which does the Stable Diffusion fisheye lens distortion. And yeah, there are not that many LoRa's about fisheye, and I think that was, they're all shit. They're all not giving us the result we need with the fisheye like this. And to make things even more complicated, we don't need this, we need this. So here you see center is here, but actually the center needs to be much lower here. And yeah, to produce images which you can animate in a quality way and have the center here with 1024 times 1024, because that's the Stable Diffusion XD is 1024 by 1024. That's difficult. So I thought, okay, maybe it doesn't make sense to maybe it doesn't make sense to use the fisheye lens solution from the beginning with the center here. Maybe it makes sense to use an HDRI image for those images like those, and get them probably from tools like Blender, Cinema 4D, or any 3D tool. It's like an environment, and then you can place any object in it, and the object gets that reflections. I saw some images. Anyway, the idea of those HDRI images is they look like this, and they wrap around the object, and then the object reflects. Okay, you probably know this. Here we go. So like this, with the HDRI image, we can reflect the environment onto a sphere. And that's what we need. We need a sphere with a 360 degrees image or video on it. And that sphere we can turn around, rotate. Basically, that's what you can do. And yes, fisheye, we are locked to that weird thing I explained. But when we are reflecting our environment on a sphere, those are clouds, and this is a street. When we're reflecting, I'm sorry, I just like to paint. When we're reflecting our image on a sphere, then we can even turn the sphere. Because with the fisheye thing, we are locked. We cannot move it. But when we have a sphere, yellow, this yellow. When we have a sphere, we can turn it around however we want. So sometimes we can say, okay, the center is at the top, but then we can rotate the sphere live, and then the center is here. So we are much more flexible when we have a real 3D sphere with our video mapped on it, instead of having a static fisheye 180 degrees thing. Because this is 180 degrees and this is 360 degrees. That's the point. So our mission is to generate AI videos which are HDRI videos or images. And those videos we can put on a sphere, a virtual sphere, and that sphere gets projected into the planetarium. So, we need a LoRa. There are 360 degrees. They have a shop. Crazy. I don't know. That when I did this, they had there was a LoRa, not many, a LoRa for Stable Diffusion XL, 360 degrees, which produces us more or less okay. I don't think that the images are beautiful it produces, but it at least distorts the image in a way that it works. It's a 360 degrees HDRI image which we can wrap around the sphere. That's cool. So we can use this. When I just did this tutorial, I saw there are even more. This LoRa is also XL LoRa. I think it produces better results. Test it, I don't know. Probably it's better, maybe not. The LoRa I used is this, and I think they're the same, technically. So here it says do a 2:1 ratio, 1600 by 800. So all good. Tool 1 we have LoRa, and maybe that's enough. We just produce videos with deform and the LoRa and we are cool, could work. I thought it's maybe better to also have some 3D objects with control net, because then we are more in control. Where is it? Here. This video, that's a control net thing. Like you can control all those shapes and stuff, and with the, without control net, that's difficult. I really like control net. So I wanted to use it first for the aesthetics and the playfulness, but also I wanted to use it to underline the shape of the HDRI distortion. Because if I have 3D objects which are also distorted in the HDRI way, we have the control net shapes and we have the LoRa, and like this we are making sure that we're really getting a good HDRI effect. That's the reason. So how did I do an HDRI image? So I have a TouchDesigner project here. And basically I just have a couple of examples here. Here, for example, I have 4 shapes, 4 cubes, or I have a ring which is turning, or I have like a weird spiral object, or I have that spiral which is turning. So let's say this is just basic TouchDesigner stuff. You can put any object in. The idea was we are in the sphere and we're looking around in the center. That's where we are. That's what I want on the sphere. I have a light, camera, and now I'm rendering with the cube map. So we have this, getting this result. Like without cube map it would probably look like this, but we use cube map. We can also make a fisheye, but that's not what we want. We want a cube map. And then with the projection top, we are transforming the cube map into an HDRI video, adding a black background, and then we export it as video. And here is written PNG, that's from something else. Never mind, export it as video, and then we can go, then we have it. So I have a couple of those videos. Here you can see is the video. I made a couple of different ones. I'm not really proud of them. I just needed something. You can do it better. You can do more cool ones. But yeah, I wanted some with a thing in the center, because it's pretty trippy when people sit in the planetarium and they're looking at the central thing. So this is it. These are my HDRI videos. And then in Stable Diffusion, I think I saved my tutorial. So tutorial saved, we are safe. Now in Stable Diffusion, I actually have my width 1600 times 800. That's what they told me to use, that I get the best results. And I need to use the words 360 or something. Settings are here, steps 30, Juggernaut, you can use anything. Keyframes, set it to 3D, always good, always better. Cadence on 3 to avoid the flickering, which you cannot avoid completely, which is annoying. And prompts, you can use the prompts keying. I was just lazy, I put in one prompt, but you can do many prompts. You have your deform. I am using, I did the Geiger stuff here. So I did Geiger, complex, black background, 8K UHD, can't remember what that was. Geiger LoRa, at detail LoRa XL, always a good one. And here, the Redmond 360 Redmond resized LoRa, and I put in the 360 view. 360, I pumped it up to 1.5, so it's more relevant, just to be sure it's really in use. Put some negative prompts in, that's it. Didn't put any init image. Output, I put 30 frames. I never used hybrid video. And control net. So in control net I use the Koya Control Light XL Depth. It's turned out it's good. There are others, right? And you can try others. You can try the control net QR code ones, which are giving also interesting results. I just realized that this one works good for me. I tested others and they were also cool. That's not a must, just experiment. And then of course I'm linking to my video, to the spiral video, which is here. I'm linking to that. And then also up to you if you make balanced or whatever you do here, just aesthetics. Then you hit generate. I don't do that now. But in the end you turn out with a video like this, which is pretty cool. I think you have a HDRI video with the help of the LoRa and the help of the 3D shapes with the control net from TouchDesigner. You can also use Unreal Engine, Cinema 4D, Blender to do those videos. For me it was just the most easiest to do it like this. So now, step by step, right? So now we have that 360 video, and it's nicer if we upscale it, because the projector this is 1600 by 800, and the Planetarium in our case only had a 2K resolution because of a technical problem, but it is able to make a 4K, and it's nice to have details, so I recommend to upscale this. I use the tool called Upscaling. Upscaling, it's for free, I think. But now, and there you put in all the images and it upscales the images. But now I decided I'm investing into the Top Labs video AI, and that's way more convenient and efficient and better upscaler. Whatever, if you want to use it, you need to pay money. It's expensive, it's 300 euros. It's worth it, but still. So upscale your video, and that's better. And then we at the point upscaled. Yeah, the upscaled images. I thought I find upscaled video anywhere. Anyway, computer got stuck. Anyway, we are now at the point that we have an upscaled HDRI video. If you're curious, in this TouchDesigner project, there are some more things happening. There were preview reasons of how the thing looks like in the dome, but that was more for me to test how everything works, and it's not even that important. Here, it goes in, it goes on the dome. That's how it looks like. So you can export a dome video. In here the video gets projected on the dome as a test. But all that is not, here is a previous trait. Not really important. Never mind those back notes if you want to look into them, but they're not giving you anything new because I made a tool where you can mix two spheres which have a HDRI video texture, and you can mix them into each other and turn them, and it gets outputted as a fisheye. That's what we need. Normally that workflow here is complete when you have your HDRI control net mask. So now it gets funny. Here I made another TouchDesigner project, which is this. So we can launch it maybe. Here we go. Sorry for the mess in the background. Here we go. So here we can load two different HDRI videos. We have two channels like a DJ. So here is one channel. We take this one video, and here is the other channel. We're taking the other video. Then we have on both channels basic options. It's just the video here. So we can stop it, we can speed it up, we can make it slower, all that stuff. We have some basic controls. You know, why not? Have that on both channels. And then in that section, here we have even more things. We have rotate is not rotating the sphere. We're just rotating, you see, we're here. We're rotating just the video, which is maybe not so good. We can invert the video. We just have some more effects. Invert, more contrast, opacity, saturation. We have, yeah, we can put like a noise, we can put a distortion effect on it. You see it here. There is a, what's that? Can't even remember what that was. It's some effect I programmed at some point. And a bloom. There's a bloom effect. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think this effect is that's a feedback effect. Feedback effects are delicate. You always need to play around with them to get the sweet spot. And I'm completely fucking it up here right now. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, different effects. And now in this section, the HDRI image gets mapped on a sphere. And that sphere, you can rotate it. Really, it's a sphere. Really, there's a sphere behind. And our camera is a fisheye lens camera. So now we're inside of the sphere with a fisheye lens camera, and we're inside of the sphere now. And we can rotate it, we can turn the sphere, and manual, right? Pretty cool. Then I have a mixer, you know, of the two channels. So left channel, right channel, mixed channel, different overlap effects. If you like, 1,000 possibilities. Yep. And what else? Yes, here we have a final master effects thing. We can, that's the symmetry. You see, I made like a mirror effect because mirrors always look beautiful. Now the mirror is off. This ellipse time frame here, and now the mirror is on. It's always nice to mirror stuff. The mirror has a rotate function also if you want. What else? Another rotate, invert. Basically those effects here are the same effects which we have here. And I think that already gives us a good amount of tools to play with. And this image, we're giving it to the Planetarium. I will quickly go through the nodes that you understand. So let's look into it. So here we have, yes, important, the data. So you're going in. Because I said it's a 2K, was a 2K projector in the Planetarium. This is 2K. If it's 4K, you need to change the value here. That's important. Otherwise, your upscaled video doesn't look upscaled. The DeX. Looking into the DeX. So the DeX is left side, right side. And when we look, I did it really clean. Container. Basically, here are all the things. You know, the movie player. Yes. I think. How did I do that? Ah, yeah. Okay. I think here is all the functionality inside, and here this is only, I'm using operator viewers, so all the controller spaces are actually here, and I'm just displaying them here because I want to have them all accessible and not kind of inside of some folder structures and stuff. Anyway, so here we have the movie player. That's a typical TouchDesigner movie player I stole. Here we have, what do we have here? Here we have effects. I think this is just our effect section which I explained. The effect section has custom 1, 2, 3, 4. That's exactly this. Because I'm showing the parameters. I didn't make any custom design controls. I really just use the custom parameters. And here the dome, that's that part where the sphere. Here you can even see sphere. And when we look, now we finally see it, the magic. The TouchDesigner, no, the HDRI video gets on a Phong texture. Here we have a sphere. We halve it. And this Phong texture gets applied on the sphere. If you want to rotate the sphere, that's what we're doing, you need to rotate the sphere here and not anywhere else. That's why I wrote that little note, and as you can see, this is linked to parameters, and if I move them here, they're moving here. Here we have the geo, we have camera. The camera is set on, yes, it's like the point of view angle, or the whatever angle, the focus angle is on 83. That's a little bit more like a human has, but we need it for the fisheye. So then it renders in 2D. No, I didn't need to put in fisheye here. It's 2D, but actually because of the focus, that's already fisheye, so we're getting that. And that's it. So we have mixer 1, we have deck 2, that all goes into a mixer, and the mixer, and then we have a transform which cuts it, I think once more or something. I don't know what the transform, it does something, and then it outputs the video. That's it. And yes, we are using NDI NDI is like streaming video via the network, but you can also just however you want to connect to you have a live output of your video of your two. However you get that into your Planetarium projector, you can do it. I think that's it. Huh? So thanks for watching. I don't know, I hope it helped someone. Maybe it's not the best solution, but it's a solution which works. I will put the files online, at least the TouchDesigner files. Yeah, that's all pretty basic. Have a lovely day.